This is Mr. Thomas again, and now we're looking at part 6 of chapter 8, where we're going to learn a new way to retime a clip, which is to change the speed and the duration of the clip using the speed duration window. This is very easy. Let's double click the speed duration sequence in our timeline right here, and we're going to get a clip of an eagle, bald eagle, that's kind of hobbling along there. Okay, very good. Okay, so basically changing the speed duration of the clip is another way I can retime it, make it run faster, make it run slower. You're going to see I can even make it run in reverse. So what I'm going to first do is this technique, like the technique of doing a the technique of, well, okay, this technique means that this technique requires 3, 2, 1. This technique requires that I've already edited a clip in the timeline and then I want to retime it. The previous versions of retiming, the previous techniques we've learned, assume that, hey, before I even get it to my timeline, I know that I want to retime the clip. This particular technique basically requires that I've already edited it to the timeline and now I want to retime it. It's very easy. I can pick up the clip speed duration window from two places. I can either go to the clip window and go down to okay, let's try that again. I can go up to the clip window and go down to the speed duration. There it is, the speed duration command. And the clip speed duration window pops up, okay? Or I can simply click and select the clip in the timeline. Remember, always select the timeline first and use the keyboard shortcut, Command R. R is another way you can remember. The way you can remember Command R as your keyboard shortcut or Control R on a PC is R stands for rate, as in say rate of travel or rate of playback. Command R, Control R brings up my clip speed duration, which is the same thing as changing the rate. So see, I have some options here. I can change the speed by typing in a speed percentage. 100% means that it's going to play back the regular speed at which it was shot. I can also change the speed by changing the duration. Okay, so we'll try those two first. Okay, 100%, like I said, means that it's going to play back the speed it's going to play back the 3, 2, 1. 100% speed means that it's going to play back the clip at the speed that I shot it at. Okay, and you can see at 100% speed, regular speed, it's going to take 5 seconds. See this chain link here? This basically means that my speed parameter and my duration parameter are linked. So if I play back the clip at 50% speed, half speed, that means it's going to take half as long. So if I play it back at 50% speed, it should take about 2.5 seconds in duration. So I'm going to type in 50 here. Oops. Let's go back. 3, 2, 1. If I type in 50% speed, that means that it's going to play back half as fast as it did originally, which means it's going to take twice as long to play it back. It's almost like if you drive somewhere at 60 miles away, you drive at 60 miles an hour, you'll get there in 1 hour. But if you drive at half that 60 miles an hour, which would be 30 miles an hour in this case, okay, it'll take you 2 hours to drive that 60 miles, okay? So if our speed that we play back is half of the original speed, it's going to take twice as long in duration. They're linked, so the two will always change in combination with each other. And let's click, okay, but actually we haven't really watched our eagle. Let's watch our eagle first. Let's watch the clip. It takes about 5 seconds. Okay, watch it again. Kind of hobbling along there. Maybe an older eagle, I don't know. Then let's select the sequence, make sure it's selected, the clip, Command R. Let's change the speed to 50%. It's going to take about 10 seconds because the two are linked. Click OK. My speed and duration are linked, that is. Click OK. Now My eagle is moving about half as fast. Notice that the sound of the water is slowed down. Okay, so he's moving half as fast, and the sound of the water is slowing down. All right. So what I can do, let's do a Command Z to undo that, and I'm gonna do the same process over again. Select the clip, Command R it. Okay, this time let's go 50% speed, duration 10 seconds again, but let's click maintain audio pitch. What that's going to do is it's going to try to slow down the clip, but make the audio sound like it was not, like it wasn't changed at all. Okay, sometimes this works better than others. If you have like a long period of time, like 10 seconds that I'm trying to preserve the pitch, maintain the audio pitch for, then you might want to do your audio work in a specifically designed audio program that will be a lot more nuanced and do a lot much better work for the audio. A program like Adobe Audition. Program like Adobe Audition will be much better for doing any really refined audio work. Okay, so let's click OK. Okay, now let's see what it sounds like. So yeah, the audio, he's walking in slow motion. The audio sounds closer to what it sounded like before, but it has a very pronounced digital sound that most people pretty much find rather off-putting or not very pleasing. So to fix that, maybe you could do a little bit more audio work in Premiere, or you could just strip out the audio here in Premiere, send the video over to Adobe Audition, your audio editing program, and then do your audio work in Adobe Audition to get a much more natural sound. By the way, anytime I speed up or slow down a clip in Premiere, you'll always see the FX buttons light up, because retiming a clip that is speeding up or slowing it down is a form of retiming the clip. All right. Let's undo that, and let's go back to my clip speed duration window. This time, let's do this. Let's say instead of speed 50%, let's go in the opposite direction. Let's say it's going to be speed 200%, which means it's going to play it back twice as fast, twice as quickly, and the duration will be half as long. Okay, so 200% means it's going to take half as long as it originally did. It originally took 5 seconds. It will take 2 seconds and 15 frames. Click OK. I see the length of my speed, the length of my audio and video have gotten shorter in the timeline, letting me know it's a shorter clip. Let's play it back. Now it's going faster. And my audio sounds kind of funky too. Let's undo that. Go back to clip speed duration. Let's do the 200% again, but let's check maintain audio pitch. Click OK. A little better. Well, I tell you, slowing down sped up footage sounds better than speeding up slow footage as far as the audio is concerned, but still not great. So once again, you may want to consider doing your audio work in another program dedicated for that purpose. Let's go back to the change the clip speed duration window. And after I've changed the speed, you can see my 200% is still there. My duration is 215. Okay. Before I unlink my speed from my duration, let's try some other things. Let's hit reverse speed. If I hit reverse speed, what's going to happen is it's going to play it in reverse. If I do that reverse speed checkbox, it's going to play it in reverse. Remember, we're still moving at 200%, so it's going to play it in reverse, fast forward. Okay, so now the eagle's walking backwards, and of course, it's trying to maintain the pitch as well, although it's playing the audio in reverse as well. All right. Okay, let's play it in reverse speed, 50%. Okay. Okay. Now, it's not going to do 50% of that 2 seconds and 15 frames sped up duration. When I say 50% duration, it's going to go back to that original. It's going to go back to that original duration, which was 5 seconds, and then make it half, play it back at half that speed, which would be 10 seconds. So the idea is anytime you make a speed change in percentage, It's always going to go back to the original duration of the clip, and that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to apply the percentage to. Kind of like if you have a sale price on a shirt, okay? Today it's 50% off. Tomorrow it's 70% off. On the second day, you're not going to get 70% of that 50% off. You're going to get 70% off of the original non-sale price of the shirt. Okay, so it's the same thing here. Okay, so this last one, we don't really have any examples of this here in the timeline, but I think I'll add some. I'm going to go back to 100% so things go back to normal. Okay, I'm going to add, just randomly add another clip. Let's choose Desert New. I'm just going to drag that right here. And you're going to see that with no modification, the eagle is walking for 5 seconds. And then I get the shot of the desert. The reason why I have a black box around it is because, of course, the frame size of the desert is smaller, much smaller than the frame size of the eagle. So this was shot at a lower resolution, so it can't fill up the whole frame that the sequence has been set for. I'm going to pull up my preview area so I can tell you that the eagle was shot at 1920 by 1080, I'm pretty sure. So like our eagle, let's go reveal in project. I'm going to control click the eagle in a timeline and go reveal in project, and it'll load up the clip that it came from originally. And it's, yes, 1920 by 1080. That's the size of the sequence and the size of the clip of the eagle. But in my in my desert, control click it, go to reveal in project panel, that is, it's only 1280 by 720. So I have a 1280 by 720 frame inside of a 1920 by 1080 sequence. Okay, so that's why it's smaller. But in any case, I really wanted to show you, if I go back to my clip speed duration window and let's set the speed once again to 200%. So that means it's going to play twice as fast and it's going to be half as long, 2 seconds and 15 frames. I'm going to check ripple edit shifting trailing clips, because when this clip is sped up to 200%, the clip is going to get shorter, right? So if the clip gets shorter, what's it going to do with that remaining 2 seconds and 15 frames that it used to play? Will it leave a gap there and then play the desert footage? No. If I have ripple edit shifting trailing clip selected, it will shift over the desert new clip to fill in that gap. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let's see what it looks like before I check ripple edit shifting trailing clips without this checkbox checked, but I'm going to speed it up to 200%. Watch what happens. In that case, I do leave a gap. So I'm going to play my eagle twice speed backwards, and then I have a 2 second and 15 frame, 2 second and 15 frame gap, and then I play my desert footage. Okay, but say I don't want this gap here. Say I don't want that gap. Okay, I'm gonna Command R it. I just undid what I did. Command Z, Command R it, and I'm gonna 200% again. I'm gonna ripple edit shifting trailing clips. Click OK. Now look, I have no gap, so it'll play my eagle backwards, fast forward, and immediately play my desert scene. Okay. Last thing I want to show you about this is the link. This little chain link means that as I change my speed, my duration will change as well. If I click on this chain link, the two will become disconnected and I can change them independently. All right. So say, for example, I change the speed to 200 again. Okay. For the eagle, I'm going to, let's play it forward, not backwards. Okay. Okay. And then I don't want to ripple. Okay. And I don't care about maintaining audio. Okay, now in this particular case, it's not going to let me, you can see I don't have the okay there. It's not going to let me do this because of the fact that in this particular case, I have another clip in the way. Let's cancel this. Let's try this again. Let's get rid of this last clip. Okay. Let's Command R it. Take off the reverse speed. Okay. Okay. All right. Start all over from scratch. All right. So the two are not linked now. It's at 100% speed, 5 seconds. Okay. They're not linked. So if I say I want speed at 200%, okay, it's not going to give me that option, okay, because of the fact that there's no way that I can play this clip back at twice its normal speed and it still be 5 seconds long. Can't do it. All right. It's mathematically impossible. If it could do it, and this is what it used to do in the old days, what it would do is similar to what we did when we sped up the clip with the lady walking in the snow. It would go ahead and play this 5-second clip twice the speed, 200%, meaning that it's now a 2 second and 15 frame clip. Well, what would it do with the other half of that 5 seconds that's no longer occupied because the eagle has walked all the way across the frame? We've seen all the content. We have nothing else to show. What would it do? It would show you 2 seconds and 5 frames of black. Okay, doesn't do that anymore in this version of Premiere. Let's go the other way around. Let's try speed 50%. Okay, in a duration of 5 seconds. Okay, let's click OK. So I'm going to slow it down half as fast, but it's still going to play it for a full 5 seconds. Let's see what it will show me. Okay. So what it does is that instead of playing, let's watch it again. It's playing half as fast for 5 seconds. And if you notice, the eagle doesn't make it all the way across to the end of the frame. He doesn't make it there because of the fact that, sure, I'm playing half the speed. I'm playing it at half the playback speed. So normally it would normally take him 10 seconds all the way out to here, 10 seconds to make it all the way across the screen. Okay. But because of the fact that I'm saying at 5 seconds, hey, show's over after 5 seconds, play it back half speed, but for only 5 seconds, what happens is that after that 5 seconds, just cuts it off. So I'm not going to see all the content. Okay, that's what happens when you play it back at a slower speed, but the duration remains the same. It'll show you, it'll play it half the speed for as long as this duration is. Okay, but after that duration is over, even if I haven't played all the content in the show, that's it. Okay. And of course, I could reverse that as well. Let's go back to 100% up here. This is what it looks like normally. That's normal. My eagle, he makes it all the way off the screen and sticks his head off screen. Some of that we're missing last time. Let's go the other way. Let's go. Instead of changing my speed, let's change my duration. We're going to make sure speed and duration are unlinked. And I'm going to change my duration to, I don't know, 1 second. Okay, so it's going to be running regular speed, but I'm only going to show the first second of it. Let's click OK. So as you can see, I saw very little. I changed the duration. Okay, no matter how fast it's running, after the first second, show's over, right? So the duration is going to cut it off after the first second. Okay, let's try 50 frames per second for 1 second. Click OK. Okay, it just takes like 1.5 steps. What that is same thing. It's going to play half speed. It's going to play back half as fast, but it's only going to give me 1 second of that half speed video. And then after that 1 second of half speed video, show's over, cut it off. So I see even less than if it was 100% speed for 1 second. Okay, let's see if we can do 200% speed for 1 second. Okay. Wow, this time I see more of his walk because of the fact that it's going to give me 1 second to look at the clip, But because it's moving at 200% speed, it's going to show me more of his walk. Remember, at 50% speed, it only showed me one step. At 100% speed, it showed me like two steps. At 200% speed, at a duration of 1 second, because that's what we're talking about, 1 second here, it's going to show me 4 steps. Okay, but I just wanted to show what would happen if what happens if we change the duration. Now, if I both change the speed and the duration independent of each other with the link off, that's what happens. Okay, so that's the clip speed duration window. There's one other thing we didn't talk about here, and that's time interpolation. And that basically has to do with just different ways that I can make the footage look a little smoother. I can choose frame blending, or better yet, optical flow, and that will make the any retime footage, any retime effects that I do with the clip speed duration happen and make it look a little smoother. So that's it. That's all we have for episode 6, and I will see you in episode 7, where we talk about retiming a clip using the rate stretch tool.